Good evening, this is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Thursday, January 24th, 2013. Alright, let's take a look and see what the S&Ps have been doing the last few days. This is the first video I've done in like 3 or 4 trading days. We are moving up slowly, gradually last Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we are in a slow grind up until it looks like the cash wants to hit about 404, 405, 406. I'd say between 15, I'm sorry, not 4, 1504 to 1507. That's the top of this trend line up here that goes back to March. Okay, so will it continue? Will we hit new all-time highs? I've said repeatedly on these videos. This is now video number 80, a milestone, and I wanted you to look at the waves that were a high back. Look at the cash price here at the beginning of this trend line. At the beginning of this trend line, wave number 3, T3 is up this high. The second wave in the trend line, T3 is a lower high, and the third wave, we can go on for 3 or 4 more days to get up to 1504, is even lower. So even though the cash price, you can see the trend line is going up, the cash price is going up, and the cash price is waving to the upside, the Triton waves are waving to the downside. Alright, so that said, we could come up here, and because these waves are confirming, absolutely confirming, that this will 95% chance of this being a high right in here. So pick your spots, take some profits, buy some puts, whatever you have to do. But you can see it's really clear that these are lower highs in these waves, and things, my observation over the last 20 years have been everything happens in threes. Just be very cautious. Alright, so let's move this into a 21 now. The 21 is saying it's okay to buy it. However, the major wave, the daily wave, is saying be very cautious. So this has gone up. The 21 cash has been up since the beginning of the year, and it's clearly above zero. And every time this dipped down, it went sideways, went up above zero, and then just kind of like floating right on the top, just like the suds on the top of a wave coming in on the ocean, just skimming the top. All right, so on a day trade, I like the 987 for the past couple of days. You can see that back here on the 21st, it went below zero on T3, above zero. Excuse me. This was a nice clean play. That was like a 2 or 3 point play. The biggest play was at 10:18 on the 22nd, where it went from 1478 all the way up to 1491, and you would have caught most of that because well, when it starts spiking up there, you got to take some off the top anyway. But you would have gotten out at about 1487. Nice little move there. Okay, continue on T3. Even if you follow this and you were short, you would have broken even. You went long right here, you would have been to the upside about 3 points. Okay. word of note, if you are taking this to the downside on T3, use the anchor of the 21 cash as T5 as an anchor. So you actually wouldn't have taken this, but you would have taken this piece and you would have taken this piece for a very nice piece of change. All right, let's look at Apple, because Apple had some very interesting stuff. I've been talking about Apple for months now. Let's take a daily shot of this. And we'll take a 21 minute. Okay, in the last 4 videos I did, I think it was back around when this was 219 on wave number 5. And I said, if T5 on the long wave, this longest wave that I have, goes below 0, it is definitely a sell, an all-out sell on Apple. So let's see what happens. Let's go one day at a time here. 219 on the 16th. Then on the 17th, 53. Okay, now on the 18th, it went to minus 118, minus 233, and 258. I actually had an upside target of 519 that I think we hit it. Well, we didn't quite hit it. It was 515 today. But then, and it even started to look good because the wave on the 21 minute was a little bit increasing, and you actually could have played this for a very, very short term. But the predominant wave is this wave down here. You cannot lose sight of these large waves. Below 0 means that anything negative and this thing will be trashed. So, this is what happened. You got a little bit of bad news today. Apple didn't live up to its expectation. It's down 51 points from the close. It's right now trading at 463. So, what does 51 points look like on this? 464, 463. It actually hit 457. And the target that I had on this, and you can go back in other videos to verify this. The target that I had on this was the, let me see, this is the 377, was a 610 exponential moving average. We hit that tonight. So this is gonna flirt around this area, maybe bounce up to the trend line at about 4. Come back, hit 480, and do a dance in here, and then we'll see what the waves say after that. But you were warned for many, many days with a price target, and it hit it. It hit it at 3:30 Central Time after the earnings announcement. Okay, I want to also take a look at Netflix here. Netflix, if you look at T4 on the daily on the left-hand chart, down in here where the cursor is, then it started moving positive. T4 started moving positive right around 66. Well, it made a really, really nice move. You really can't always go by this. T1 looked like it was sideways iffy, T2 sideways iffy, T3 the same, but this one is nice and clean. And when this lifted up above 0 right here, we were at 65. Well, now it closed at 103 after market. It's had a 20% gain. It is at 135. And even if you were just playing let me see here. Let's get a cleaner picture here. If you were playing the 21 minute cash price, then you would, you had these plays here since T1 since T2 and 3 and 4 are above 0, then you want to play only to the upside. So you had these minor plays here from 96, 97 up to 103, fell back a little bit, and then you could have played this move to the upside, which happened on the 18th. And even if this dipped down, you weren't sure whether it was going to roll over or not, you have a non-confirmation when it hits. Let me get this back here. You have when the 21 cash hits the 377 exponential moving average twice in a row, and the second time is a higher low, then here's an entry point right here. And it's worth a shot. It's on the 23rd. It was yesterday at 9 o'clock in the morning, or this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's worth a shot. And you take your shot at 99, you buy a couple calls, and you wake up the next morning and it's 135. Not a bad shot in the dark. All right, I want to show you gold, COMEX gold on a continuous contract. And I want to show you some of the moves that the waves have made. Back in August, you can see T3, first T1, then T2, then T3, made a move right about at 1607. Nice move all the way back, all the way up to 1800. This was let me see here. This is August 16th to September 28th. So it was a long-term hold. It wasn't a short-term play. I mean, not long-term, but like a long swing trade. But in the meantime, while this is going up, let me bring the let me get some populate the chart here with some. I want to go back to this area on the left-hand chart and show you what the 21-minute cash is doing. Okay, so even though this is going sideways, there's a lot of action during the daytime, and there's a lot of pops you could have had from 1577 up to 1624, and then back down again to 377, and then another pop from 1598 up to 1625. And then you just catch these pops. If you want to follow, if you want to use the T2 as an anchor, then you just play the upside. So every time this pops at 377 exponential moving average on the 21 cash, then that's a pop from 1606 up to 1672. Nice plays over a 4-day period. If you want to break this down a little bit, you can see all these plays. The waves catch almost every single one of them. All right, now what I've been watching is was it the 144 or the 89? Oh, that works. Okay, so the 89. Actually, I think I was watching the 89 tick. Okay, so on T4, the 89 tick. Let's go back to 144. I like that better. And today's action, let me see, let's go back to, okay, so cash trading started about here. This is the daily on the left. This is the 144 tick chart on gold continuous chart. And you can see that right here at 8:06 Central Time this morning, it traded at 1692. And according to T3, that was a short. You covered at 946 at 1680 at 1686. This next one went a little bit sideways, but you're not necessarily doing an upward move and a downward trend where T1 and T2 are below 0. So you just take the downward moves, and it continued down at 1:08 Central Time at about 1685, and dumped into the close at 1677. So that's where we are. And right now, since this is a continuous live chart, we are at 1678, and you can see the move in the 144 tick right here. So right now, let me see. Right now, this is trending up just a little bit, and T1 is up a little bit, T2 is down, T5 is down below 0, and T1 is still below 0, so this might kick up a little bit. We'll see what happens to T5 in the meantime, but I wouldn't take this to the long side unless you were interested in a buck or two, you know, from 80 to maybe 83 or 84. And it looks like on the daily that we have to watch all this. Is a lot of congestion in here, and I don't know which way this is going to fire. I don't know if this is going to go long on T1 in the daily, or just roll over and continue south. So we have to watch for this congestion, and I'll know more in the next update. So that's all I have for tonight. Have a good evening, and good luck trading. I'm going to leave this up for you to read. You can pause it. It's a concierge service that I've started, and you can read about it. I'm doing Triton wave videos for individual investors. They will be wrapped and packaged and sent to you, and you can read about the details here. And you can get in touch with me at tritonwaveguy@gmail.com. And I will see you at the next update.